Well done, Brighton. Well done, this man De Zerbi. Not much was known about him when he came in. Just ask Graeme Souness. But we know all about him now. Brighton 3, Liverpool 0. What is going on at Liverpool? Martin and Simon are with me. Post-match, Klopp said, bad. Oh yeah, this was bad.
It's my job to make the right lineup, all these things, to set up the right tactics. There's a lot of things, and I had really nice moments doing that. I'm not sure if it's still because the game it's only a few minutes ago, but I can't remember a worse game. I honestly can't. And I mean, not only Liverpool, I can't remember. And that's my responsibility. So that makes it a really low point for the moment, clear.
Simon, we're going to listen a bit more to Klopp in a minute, but when you look at the stats, Liverpool 9th. For Liverpool, 26 points dropped after 18 games. Last season it was 22 after 38. They're without a clean sheet in the league since October, and this was their 6th defeat in the league. I mean, something is seriously wrong behind the scenes, and Jurgen can come out and address the media in the way that he does, but it's a big problem. Because this is not the Liverpool any of us thought we'd see this season.
No, it wasn't the Liverpool we expected to see after last season when they got into 4 positions and a quadruple was very real, and they lose a league by a point, a Champions League final by a goal, and they win 2 cups. And you expect them to kick on. And there was no indication that we were going to find this malaise. Graeme Souness, who we reference quite a lot, but Graeme has said a lot of things specifically about Liverpool, had no visibility of this. But halfway through the first quarter of the season, he was talking about the lack of legs in midfield and the clear and evidence that was a case and an issue. It's incumbent upon Klopp. Managers, Martin talked about it earlier on, about managers having to regenerate. It's incumbent upon top managers to have to regenerate and to see things before they arrive. Anyone can see their vision once the vision's there. If there was a problem that Liverpool had, it was incumbent upon Jurgen Klopp to fix it, because that's what good managers do. We all felt that the loss of Mane was going to be significant for Liverpool, but that's not what they're losing games from. They're losing games from a variety of other things. It's great. It's palatable and it's uplifting and refreshing to hear managers come out and be upfront about it. But that's irrelevant. What you're going to do to fix it, Jurgen, because it's great. Because what Jurgen's very clever to have done is we're all saying, "Oh, well done you for being so upfront about it." What the question should be is, why are you in this bleeding state, and what we're going to do about fixing it? Not, the bait and switch from, oh, hang on, this is my worst career loss. I don't know, you got spanked by Aston Villa a couple of years ago, 7, didn't you? I'm sure there's plenty of other bad losses in there. Yeah. But there is also an underlying scenario where people go, what happened to him at Dortmund? Didn't he run that team off the face of the earth and they couldn't have anything left, and ultimately there was a wobble there? Is this history repeating itself? I don't think it is. I think he's too good a manager. But I think this is on Klopp.
But they had their
if he
wobble,
wants to take the plaudits, he takes the criticism.
They had their wobble. No, they had their wobble in COVID. They lost 6 home games on the trot. So they come back out of that.
And then ripped it up the next season, didn't they?
Yeah, and so they did it incredibly well last season. Obviously, just missed out on the Champions League final and won two cups in domestic.
The wheels are off at the moment, though.
They are.
They're better, or should be better than this.
Just a word on Brighton, Jim, before we go anywhere. De Zerbi and his team, 6 games in the job when he took over from Potter.
Is this a credit where it's due moment?
Correct. We tend to sensationalise with losses and defeats and all the rest of it. Let's just say a good word about Brighton. I think they've been absolutely magnificent. I look at their team. Matoma on that left-hand side, brilliant. Young Ferguson up the top of the team. Trossard not in at the moment, it's a big headline. McAllister coming back, wonderful reception he got, by the way, at the weekend, which was lovely to see this Brighton fan sharing in that. Caicedo alongside him, brilliant. Yeah. Liverpool could not get near them because of the quality they were playing against. Outstanding performance.
So where's the quality in Liverpool? Well, across the back, should they be conceding 3? Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Konate and Robertson.
The way their manager is, he's never going to deviate from it. He wants to press high up the pitch. I'm not sure that's happening. With Oxlade-Chamberlain playing in the front 3, Thiago in midfield with Fabinho and Henderson either side. Gakpo's a new player that came in, started down the middle. They moved him out wide. Jim, they don't press the ball. In fact, the Brighton goal they scored actually was them Brighton playing Liverpool at their own game. They've lost their way. They're still trying to kind of half press. They're so high up the pitch in the middle of the park. They're getting outdone. And they're high up the pitch, Jim. And the amount of one-on-ones on the goalkeeper, unbelievable. The goalkeeper. They're going to have to try and play the game 20 or 30 yards deeper. Or They improved their work rate at the top of the team.
Well,
I think
Mark,
I know Mane's not there, and Salah maybe not having his usual system, but their first line of defence is their front three, and they're not pressing the ball like
You're absolutely right to highlight Brighton, and we will do that the other side of the upcoming break. But before that, one thing no one should do post-match is seemingly suggest to Klopp that one way out of this, as we're in January, a solution might be go into the market. In fact, this was pre-match when someone suggested just that.
I have, I think, 6,000 press conferences at Liverpool, and you were pretty much part of 5,999. Come on. Now I have to tell you again the money story? Really? Do I have to tell it again? And that's why. What could be the reason that we have money like crazy, but we don't buy the players even when they're available? That's what you think of me after all the years? So why you ask a question where the answer lies on a table? I really don't understand that. I really don't understand that. You stand here you drove here, or I don't know how you came here, and then now you stand here, and this is the question I ask you know the answer. And if I would answer now, sit here, no, we have money in the bank, massively, I don't know what to do with, but the players out there, we don't do that. 4 of our offensive players are injured. So we buy another one, then they come back, and we have 7 strikers then. We couldn't even put them all on a Champions League list. We just have to get through until the boys come back, and then you can use them again.
See, I don't think it was an unreasonable question. Let's just be
You don't
pre-match.
like that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I disagree with Klopp. I'm not entirely sure what the argument.
One option might be to go into the market.
And he told you
it's January,
but he told you the reasons why. He's explaining to the reporter and to us that ultimately, if he goes and buys a player to supplement a situation where he's got injuries, when those injuries come back, he's going to have a problem with a group of players where he's going to be overbalanced in one department. He's not going to be able to get them on a Champions League squad list. So he's given the answer. I'm not entirely sure.
100% agree.
Yeah.
He's trying really hard to be patient with a journalist he knows very well. He knows the full story. He knows the full budget, and he has to wait for players to come back to him. You know, obviously, near neighbours Everton have tried to buy their way completely out. They're not going to do that, Liverpool, are they? There's some restraint, and he's going to wait for people to come back. Injuries are hurting them right now. But the players that play, though, ultimately have to play better than they certainly did at the weekend.
So we're not going to see anybody between now and Jan 31.
Well,
Liverpool.
That's effectively what he's saying. He hasn't got any money.